This weekend, we're getting the Trailhunter and the FJ out and into the mountains. A coronal mass ejection is headed towards Earth, and we're headed out into the cold mountain air to see if we can catch a glimpse of the particles dancing in the atmosphere. I'm fortunate enough to be borrowing a Mission Overland trailer from TAV. Before this truck goes through too many drastic changes, I wanted to test out its towing capabilities. For this time of the year, having a warm space to escape to sounded like a nice option to have, especially since Natalia and Blue are tagging along for part of this trip.
What do you think, dog?
What do you think, pup?
I'll fill our water in just a second.
It's like a steam pump. You know what I mean, Blue?
I saw yesterday that there's a coronal mass ejection, like a sun flare, that was aimed straight at Earth, and there's a chance of seeing the Aurora Borealis. So we came up here, and we can't see it with the naked eye, but I'm pretty confident that I captured it pretty good with the camera. We're gonna crawl into a warm camper and bed. It is after midnight, and then we will continue all of this tomorrow. And I'm gonna try to get to a little lake tomorrow to camp out for the night, maybe do some fishing and stuff, but we'll see if it's crowded. I doubt it is because it's already getting cold.
This is a fine way to start the day. We're waking up on a mountaintop after sleeping in a queen-size bed with warm air that was pumping through the vents all night long. It's not often that I'm out here and I have 30 gallons of water at my disposal, a slide-out kitchen, and even a table that we can use to eat breakfast at. So I'm going to take full advantage of it. After the typical morning routine, I need to get breakfast fired up because we have a very special event that we're celebrating. Spinach, eggs, and toast for the humans, and a big piece of protein for a very loyal member of the family. Blue has recently turned 15 years old. The older they get, the more you appreciate them, and you start to realize that you have less time to show them. Due to the birthday celebration, we're getting a late start heading off from camp today. But we do have several hours of trail ahead of us, so we need to get on the move. And I can only imagine that this trailer is going to slightly slow us down.
We got a Land Cruiser coming up, but he's letting us by.
Thank you. Nice truck. Thank you.
I've spent a lot of time in this area during archery season. So I've done this trail countless times in the FJ, in the dark, at much faster speeds than what we'll be doing today. But with steep climbs and loose rocky descents, it seemed like a perfect place to come and watch the night sky and give this trailer a test run.
Just trying to gather that ambiance of all the water in the back. We took the tent off the top so we don't have enough weight on the springs for a smooth ride. So Tyler put a bunch of gallons of water in the back. Now it sounds like I'm driving around with a swimming pool.
Now we're doing some off-roading. I got crawl control on, pretty off-camber stuff.
We're approaching a 30-degree descent on the trail, and if you add in some trees, some ruts, and a $45,000 trailer that doesn't belong to me, and we have a recipe for anxiety.
We're at just like a 15-degree downhill right now, approaching 30. Degrees.
Normally, I wouldn't think twice about these obstacles, but with an extra set of wheels behind me, I gotta pay attention to multiple things at the same time.
We're going up about a 25-degree incline now, and there's some rocks on here. A pretty good one. Oh. Oh man.
This is extra challenging with your head right there, Blue.
We have all been in a situation where we need to call somebody with a winch, we forgot to download maps before heading to the hills, or just keeping an eye on the inbox because we're expecting that important email. Onyx Off-Road now has cell phone coverage layers to show you the places on the map where you can stay connected. Or if you're like me and you like to disconnect, this feature can also help you avoid service areas. You can see where you will have voice, 4G, and 5G through AT&T, T-Mobile, and Verizon. We've already been on the trail for a couple of hours now, and we still have a ways to go. Natalia has a photo shoot she needs to head back for this evening, and hopefully we can get her out of here in time. Now that we're entering this incredible landscape, we're both wishing she didn't have to leave. Hopefully tonight, I'll get more of a light show than I did last night. But I'm now seeing how much wildfire smoke is in the air, and I'm slightly concerned that it's going to limit my ability to capture photos of the display.
This is where Natalia and myself are saying goodbye, and me and Blue are heading down to these lakes over here. So yeah, this is where we depart. She's running a little late, that's my fault. Look at that FJ, what a beaut. Look at that lady, what a beaut. See you tomorrow.
Hopefully, we can get a lake spot to ourselves. I don't see anybody else down here. One Jeep just came up, looked like they were just maybe fishing for the day. And it's gonna be cold down here. And I've always wanted to camp at this lake, but there are always people here, always. Because it's really pretty, it's really remote, and it's really popular, I guess. People don't want to be near water as much when it's cold, of course. As we get closer and closer to the lake, I'm becoming more and more sure that there isn't a soul in sight down here.
All right, how awesome is this? I have this lake to myself, which the lake doesn't even matter. I might do a little fishing, but it's just a very serene place that's usually got somebody here, somebody over there. I mean, it's usually just packed. The truck did so good towing this trailer today. It was really very impressive. I don't love traveling with the trailer just because it's a little bit more work, but this kind of difficulty really wasn't that bad. The truck came so late in the year that I need to shoot content on it still because it's just been a process of getting stuff done, getting tires on it, going to shows. So I wanted to get out, and the time I was going to be able to get out is the cold season. So here in Colorado at, where are we at? 11,575 feet according to my watch. It's going to be a cold night tonight. It's already chilling off pretty good right now. So the thing about having a heated space like this, I know I could put a diesel heater on the Alu cab and be just fine. But having a place to go into, like if I'm doing things, like I'm hanging out outside and I just want to warm up for a second, that goes a long way. This time of the year especially, the sun is just dipping out so early. So you've got long nights, long cold nights, and having a space that is heated just makes all the difference in the world. And this thing last night, I was really impressed with the propane heater firing right up. So I'm going to be a little wasteful. I filled up the propane tanks. I've got an extra propane tank. I've got my Ignic fire pit. I'm going to be a little wasteful and just turn the heat on. I'm probably going to have the door open, but it's just a little spot where I can sit in there at the table if I want for a little while, have a whiskey, overlook the lake. I'm very much looking forward to this. I wish Natalia could have stayed.
We have just over an hour of warm sunshine left for today. Blue and myself are going to enjoy it while it lasts. This time of the year, 30 to 40 degree temperature swings between day and night are common.
There's some big old bucks over there. So I haven't had an opportunity to hunt much because of the channel, because editing takes so much time and I don't have time to shoot my bow all summer long to practice anymore because the channel is honestly more important to me. But I do miss it. It's not fun, but it's rewarding because that's how we got here. Without protein from animals, we would not have survived as a species. Well, the sun is going down. It's going to be tucking over that mountain in just a minute, and it's going to get cold fast. I'm going to set up my camera, do some cool photos and stuff and video, but I'm going to be warming up while that's happening. Okay. I just went to go put my camera up. I just turned it off like 30 seconds ago. And a huge bull moose just walked out right next to camp. I had music and stuff playing. So I'm gonna get the long lens. I'm gonna miss out on the sunset, I think. But this big old boy is getting into the lake right now. So this is gonna be cool.
While it may seem that moose are a signature part of Colorado's mountainscape, up until the reintroduction in the late 1970s, the moose hadn't lived in the state for thousands of years. Today, the population of moose in Colorado is somewhere around 3,000. All of which can be traced back to the original 12 that were released back in 1978. The population continues to grow, and it just so happens that these aggressive animals are in the rut at this very time of the year.
He's just doing his thing, walking through that water like it's not cold at all. I was just about to go in because I'm cold, and these animals live up here and are not bothered by it. Obviously, we're just pink monkeys that don't have all the fur and durability that some of these animals do, but still amazing.
I do sometimes miss hunting, but these kinds of experiences in places like this fill the void. Capturing moments of wild animals in their natural habitat is just as rewarding. For me, anyway.
I've had some good luck with animals walking through my campsites this year, that's for sure. There's definitely some sort of a breeding happening over here with these birds. I've never heard these calls before. And this is the time of the year that a lot of animals are doing their thing. The Aurora Borealis, maybe there's still some of that going on, but I'm not holding my breath, especially down here in this valley. I really need to be up high if I want to see that. But anyway, I'm going to get Blue, get in there, warm up with some whiskey.
Why'd you get your food up there?
It is so nice in here. Help up. I cranked this thing up to 70 degrees. And it's feeling good. Trying to decide what whiskey I want to have. I've got these little flights from Aged in Ore. And these things are super cool. So I think I'm going to do a little bit of Angel's Envy. That sounds pretty good. I've got Woody Creek Distillery as well, which is a local. It's actually very close as the crow flies to where I'm at right now. Oh yeah, it's nice. Having a heated space is just such a big deal. And when the wind picks up or the bugs pick up, being able to come into a space like this, it makes a big difference for sure. I mean, I've done plenty of rooftop tent camping, gone plenty of places, don't get me wrong, and I will continue to do that. But for dragging a trailer around, I think something like this is about ideal. As far as setup and pack down, it is very, very simple and easy to put away.
A big reason I didn't want to venture out here with just the rooftop tent and a diesel heater this fall was because of Blue. With freezing temperatures during the long nights, having a place to keep her comfortable while out spending time at camp was a top priority. Some people roll their eyes when they see a dog getting treated so well, but once you've bonded with one of these animals, you start to realize through the years that they would truly die for you. It makes it hard not to give them the best you can during their short time here with us. There's a saying that says, dogs are a chapter in our lives, but we are their whole book. Blue has been an exceptional companion from the start. And as we've watched her age up and slow down, we haven't seen her sense of adventure dwindle. Even though she sleeps most of the day away, she's still wanting to get into the truck and head out on another epic mountain safari. In her younger years, she would be quite interested in whatever is happening around me right now. These calls remind me of geese, but they have a deeper, stranger sound to them.
Hearing them fly overhead doing it, man, it makes it sound like I'm being surrounded by dragons. Those are very strange. They're all throwing their calls and stuff at each other.
And that was pretty wild. It's pretty interesting. And I would not expect geese to be up here at 11,500 for their, I assume it's the breeding. And they're probably getting ready to all pack up and migrate, you know? So it's that time of the year. You're making a mess. Walt's gonna have your ass, dog. So I can see the Aurora Borealis again tonight, and it is faint, but it's there. So I'm excited about that. I'm having a very good time trying out this camper. This thing is, last night I was like, well, we probably could have done this in the tent because it wasn't that cold. Tonight, though, is a different story. So, yeah, this is great. I'm very excited about it. So I'm just gonna hang out in here in the warmth, do my thing out there with the stars, and yeah, and keep this puppy warm. Now that the sun's up and I can actually see these massive birds today, I'm pretty confident that they're sandhill cranes. I've never heard their calls before, which are described in wildlife books as sounding almost prehistoric. And after being surrounded by them in the dark last night, I'd have to agree. This weekend, I was hoping to capture a wave of magical green light in the night sky. And while I didn't get to see the peak colors of the particle storm, I did get a wildlife experience all to myself. Witnessing the intense green northern lights will just have to be something I continue to look forward to. Those are big ass birds. All right, so I came over and was inspecting everything after doing some wheeling yesterday. This trailer wiring harness had taken some blows before I got it, but I definitely took a hard one yesterday. I'm wanting to say that this maybe got pinched between a rock or something, so I'm gonna owe Walt over there a new harness for this. I need to fix that for now, and then I will solder it when I get home. And then before I give this back to Tav, I will replace it with the wiring harness of their choice. This is a very long wiring harness. They tow this with all sorts of stuff in their fleet. They've got huge trucks. They've got huge Rams that they've built. And if you haven't seen all the stuff that Tav builds, they do some incredible stuff. So anyway, I'm sure they prefer having the extra length that you can just kind of wrap around. If this were my trailer, I would go through and make this into like a custom length. So anyway, I'm gonna fix that wire real quick as best I can. Probably zip tie this up to where it's not as dangly, which I should have done beforehand, but I didn't. So I'm gonna make a few adjustments here, and then I'm gonna head out here pretty soon. So we're not done with the trail for the day just yet, but I am leaving camp. And as far as weekend trips go, this has been awesome. Having the whole lake to myself, having this camper to test out has just been so cool. And I am gonna have to do some work to that trailer wiring. That was my fault. But anyway, I zipped it up, got it working, should be fine for the day. And I'll do some more work to that sometime this week, maybe today. All right, so enough talk, I'm gonna get moving. And now it's time for something that I've honestly been dreading all weekend. To get off this mountain without going all the way back through the trail that we did yesterday, I have to go through a narrow, steep section of trail that has absolutely no way to get around other vehicles that I may encounter. And this is a tight trail in general, and going down it with a trailer is intimidating because it's loose rock next to me. This is where the cameras really shine on this thing, because I can see how close I am to that side. Ooh, that was a bit intimidating. I was kind of concerned with that trailer back there. It was hard for me to get wide enough to actually go down some of that. So the trailer tire was kind of riding rocks, and having a sidewall on a trailer go out right there would have been the worst experience. Now it's getting a little bit better. After a fair amount of anxious driving, I've made it through without running into any other vehicles, which I will call another big win for this weekend's adventure. I've got one more trip ahead of me with this trailer, and it will be my last trip of the year. After that, this truck is getting parked in a shop for several months to get some seriously cool work done. Join me next time to go on another adventure in the Tacoma Trailhunter. As always, thank you so much for watching, and click one of the videos in the corner to check out more of our adventure, off-road, and overland related content.